when Amber texted me today's uniform day. Wear plain shorts and a tee over here. Trust me, I felt my stomach flip. The makeup and hair had been one thing. This felt like stepping into a stage light. Her bed was neatly made, but the center was dominated by a folded cheerleading uniform, red and white with bold letters stitched across the chest. A matching pleated skirt lay beside it, crisp but broken in. Next to those, socks, sneakers, and a bow already tied into a perfect loop. Amber stood with her arms folded like a coach waiting for a player to arrive. "Game face," she said. I swallowed. "This feels big." "It is big. And you're ready." She nudged the pile closer to me. "Start with underlayers, then skirt, then top. I'll help with the bow." The boy's shorts she'd given me yesterday slid on smooth, holding me tucked in just right. When I pulled the skirt over my hips, the fabric swished with a weight I'd only dreamed about. It sat snug at my waist, flaring just enough to skim my thighs. Amber crouched to check the hem. "Good length. You'll want practice sitting down without flashing anyone." My face burned, but I nodded. The uniform top slid over my head, clinging in all the right ways. Amber tugged it straight, then adjusted the bra straps underneath. "Stand tall," she instructed. "Posture changes everything." I straightened. In the mirror, the illusion was almost complete. Skin smooth, hair curled, makeup still fresh from yesterday's practice, and now the skirt and top sealing it together. Amber stepped behind me and slid the bow into my hair. Final touch. Always high and proud. When she spun me toward the full-length mirror, my knees went weak. The girl looking back wasn't a stranger anymore. She was someone I recognized. Someone I wanted to stay. Amber clapped her hands. "Okay, time for movement. Clothes don't mean much if your body's screaming the wrong story." She demonstrated a cheer walk. Shoulders relaxed, chin lifted, steps light and even. "Let the skirt move with you. Don't fight it. Own the sway." Copied her, first stiff, then looser. The swish of the skirt was intoxicating, every step a reminder that I wasn't pretending. "Arms," Amber said, demonstrating sharp motions, high V, low V, claps, turns. "Clean lines. Nothing floppy." I mimicked her, skirt bouncing, heart hammering. The moves felt right in my body in a way football drills never had. Amber nodded approvingly. "See? This is where you shine. Not a bench warmer, not background. Front line." Her words made my chest swell. For the first time all year, I felt athletic. Not because of tackles or sprints, but because my body was working in harmony with who I wanted to be. She had me sit in the chair. Lesson: how to sit in a skirt. Cross your legs at the ankles, not knees unless you're on the ground. Skirt smooth with your hands as you sit. No bunching. Always check your hem. I practiced 3 times, clumsy at first, until it felt natural. "You're basically ready." "Ready for what?" I asked, even though I knew. Amber tilted her head. "Monday. Full day. My cousin from out of town, remember?" My heart leapt into my throat. "At school." "At school," she confirmed. "You've done the work. Now it's time to field test." I turned back to the mirror. The thought of hallways, teachers, classmates, it was terrifying. But underneath the fear was something stronger. Desire. Amber touched my arm lightly. "Don't think of it as pretending. Think of it as practice. Every great performance starts in rehearsal. You're ready for your debut." In the mirror, I caught the bow bobbing in my hair as I nodded. It was surreal, terrifying, exhilarating. And for the first time, I couldn't wait for Monday. Monday morning, my house felt too small for what I was about to do. I dressed piece by piece like Amber had drilled me. Boys shorts snug, bra hooked in front then spun around, contour dusted to give the illusion of shape, uniform pulled smooth, hair bow tied high. When I leaned into the mirror, my reflection looked ready. I didn't. Amber pulled up outside, horn tapping once. I grabbed my backpack, adjusted the skirt like she'd shown me, and stepped out. "You're gorgeous," she said as soon as I slid into the passenger seat. "No teasing. Just fact." My throat caught. I'm terrified. That means you care, she said, squeezing my hand. Which means you'll do fine. Walking into school was like stepping onto a stage I'd been rehearsing for in secret. Every instinct screamed to turn back. The doors loomed heavy, the chatter inside a wave about to crash. Amber looped her arm through mine. Cousin plan, she whispered. Just keep your chin up. Let them look. You don't flinch. I nodded, but my legs felt like they belonged to someone else. The first few students in the hall glanced up, eyes skimming me the way people scan strangers. Couple lingered. One girl whispered something to her friend, both of them grinning. My stomach lurched until she called, "Love your hair!" I blinked, stammered thanks, and kept walking. Amber beamed at me like I'd just scored a touchdown. First period English. The room quieted when I entered. Mrs. Callahan looked up from her desk, eyebrows raising slightly before softening. You must be Amber's cousin, she said smoothly. Find a seat. No suspicion. No double take. Just acceptance. My heart hammered anyway as I slid into a desk near the back. A boy beside me, Josh, linebacker twice my size, leaned over. Hey, he murmured, giving me a quick grin. Cute skirt. My face went hot. I mumbled something that might have been thanks and stared hard at my notebook. He chuckled and went back to doodling plays in the margins of his notes. When class ended, a girl I barely knew brushed my arm on her way out. You've got great legs, she whispered like it was a secret. By the time the bell rang again, I wasn't sure if I was floating or melting. Second period history. A group project meant moving desks together. I hesitated, unsure if I should jump in, but two girls waved me over without hesitation. Sit with us, one said. I like your lip gloss. What shade is that? I froze, then remembered Amber's coaching. Pink shimmer. From Target. They both nodded approvingly, as if I'd passed some kind of quiz. By the end of the period, we were laughing over timelines, and no one treated me like I didn't belong. The hall between classes buzzed louder than usual, or maybe it was just me noticing every glance. Some eyes flicked curious, others admiring, a few skeptical. But no one called me out. Amber was waiting outside math class, leaning against the wall like she had all the time in the world. See? Natural, she said, looping her arm with mine again. I exhaled shakily. I don't feel natural. I feel like everyone's staring. They are staring, she said with a smirk. 'Cause you look amazing. That's the point. Inside math, the teacher barely blinked, just nodded me toward a seat. A boy behind me whispered, Is she new? Another muttered back, Yeah, Amber's cousin or something. The word she echoed in my head like a bell. And for the first time that day, my nerves quieted. By the end of third period, something had shifted. Compliments stacked up. Hair, skirt, even my handwriting when I passed a note. A few boys tried too hard with smiles or leaning closer than necessary. One even offered to walk me to lunch, but I panicked and ducked into the restroom instead. In the mirror, I saw her, the girl I'd built with Amber's coaching. Hair bow still high, gloss intact, skirt sitting right. She didn't look like a disguise. She looked like me. I pressed a hand to my chest, breathing deep. If the morning was this much, I wasn't sure I could survive the afternoon. But I wanted to. More than anything. Amber was waiting outside the restroom. You okay? I nodded, though my eyes were wet. I think I like this too much. She squeezed my hand. Good. Lunch is next. That's the real test. My friends, the whole cafeteria. You ready? I swallowed hard. I think so. Then let's go show them. Do you want to see what happens next? Subscribe and join the story. New episodes every week. Turn on the bell so you never miss what's coming next.